for people who are looking for additional NWSL action, just look to the West Coast perhaps as well, because it's here. Copa Angelina is here. It's an exciting time in NWSL. It's an exciting time in LA. Copa Angelina, for folks who don't remember, when the news dropped of this, we were really, really hyped about it, because it was just like a new partnership that was announced between Angel City and the Mexican women's national team. So this partnership was announced where they're going to have these friendlies over the next couple of years, and it's just like cool to finally see how at one point this was just announced, right? And I feel like we were just doing an Attacking Third episode about it, but now it's here, and like we're all just super excited to sort of see how this is going to come to light, like what it's going to look like as we see a senior level Mexican women's national team going up against an NWSL side that is in the midst of a playoff push, quite frankly. So I'm excited to see this finally get underway, and to sort of see the crowd that this might attract, because part of it was part of this kind of coming together was, for Angel City, was bringing together this Angel City Football Club and then the Mexican women's national team to sort of ensure that you're representing like two different, city, two different cultures, but at the same time, like kind of fuse all that together, because of the large, Mexican community that there is in Los Angeles. So I'm also curious to sort of see like in this one, like who we actually might see in action in this one, because it wasn't too long ago, Lisa, where we saw Angel City take on Tigres Femenil in a bit of an exhibition game.
I'm excited for this Copa Angelina. I think that it's huge. I mean, we've talked to some of the people at Angel City, whether they're in the front office or Angela Hucles, and about this and like how important it is for this club and how this was something that they wanted to do. They knew they wanted to do it as soon as LA was going to get a women's soccer team, that this needed to happen in order to kind of highlight the Mexican national team and the growth of women's soccer, and something that Angel City has been a key starter in continuing the growth of women's football. And then highlighting that the Mexican culture in LA, like you mentioned, is huge through entertainment, community outreach, the competition on the pitch. This is massive, and it comes at a fantastic time during this international break. I know that the bank is going to be rocking for this one. They're doing a fan fest before. If you're in Los Angeles, head out to their fan fest. I know Angel City goes all out, but this is a huge matchup for these two sides, and for really the start of NWSL playing against an international team.
Yeah, for sure. And something cool, like different, like little components, like little cool things that you try to look at to sort of get hyped about the game. If people missed it, the Mexican Football Federation went ahead and announced the debut alongside Adidas of the official like kind of secondary kit for Team Mexico for the upcoming year. These some of these jerseys have already been featured in U17 matches for the U17 women's side, and they will be one of the official kits for the upcoming World Cup in Qatar for the men's team as well. So I'm a little curious if we're going to get to see the debut of these kits for the Mexican senior women's national team. But I love this kit, all the detailing in between it. It's you got the white kit with all of the red kind of stitching across it, and the design of it, and with the new crest as well. So it's pretty cool to sort of see. And I we'll find out. Like, I know Angel City usually wears their black away kits at home. So I think like if the Mexican women's national team go ahead and take the pitch in these kits, I think it'll be like, not just two cool teams going head to head on the soccer field, but it'd also be like maybe a little bit of a kit clash as well. I think it'd be it'll be like two very cool kits also like going head to head in this one as well. So hopefully we'll get to see that in action during this game. And yeah, quite frankly, like hopefully we'll also get a chance to potentially see some familiar names, right? For folks who may like if anybody was watching the CONCACAF W championship on Paramount Plus that took place in July, there's likely like to be similar names that you saw playing during that competition, right? So players that have collegiate ties to the United States, right? There's their goalkeeper who got called up. We saw in Emily, and so we saw Maria Sanchez, get the call up as well to this to this squad. And I know that the Spirit also announced that Rodriguez is going to be participating in this as well. So I'm eager to see if like we're gonna continue to see maybe a little bit more like NWSL crossover a little bit, like seeing Angel City go up against some players who have already played against them, in NWSL competitions. So, and that's not to say that you shouldn't pay attention to maybe some of the other players that maybe you saw during the CONCACAF qualifiers. Like I mentioned, Emily Alvarado was a goalkeeper that we saw a lot during that time. But players who, again, maybe just went up against this Angel City side, players who were representing for Tigres, who are also on this Mexican national team. So some of the players who were playing for Tigres against Angel City might also
You're
feature.
back.
Yeah, they might also feature in this game as well. So you've got players like Nancy Antonio, Greta Espinosa, Cristina Ferral. So it's like there might be some familiarity that comes into play here when they're going up against Angel City. And like a thing that happens when you sort of have that familiarity with players on the pitch, like it leads to these kind of highly competitive games. So I'm hyped for this one. But yeah, there's already a ton of NWSL crossover, like I said. So you got your Maria Sanchez, Jimena Lopez for All Rain. You got Diana Ordonez, obviously with the run that she's been on with the Courage, she's going to be featuring with them as well. So again, like I'm really curious to sort of see some of these more recent and familiar names on the Mexican women's national team go up against Angel City. I'm really excited for this game. I wish we were going, Lisa, and be able to sort of see some things in between and be like, hey, find these individual matchups as well, and hopefully it's a good game.
So I want to put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning this one, Angel City or Mexico?
Well, you know what? If we're going off of the previous match, we saw a lot of rotation that was utilized with Angel City going up against Tigres Femenil in that exhibition game, and it was a real opportunity for Freya Coombe and the coaching staff essentially to get a ton of the the bench out on the pitch. We saw a lot of depth players that hadn't typically been utilized over the course of this regular season for Angel City get time against Tigres Femenil. And I would imagine that there might be some combination of that. But I think because of some of that familiarity, the fact that they might have faced some of these players already going up against Tigres Femenil, the fact that there's going to be the potential for those individual battles on the pitch against essentially, yes, a senior Mexican women's side, but the fact that there are a ton of players who could be getting the start for Mexico's national team who have also played against Angel City. Like if you have a starting lineup for Mexico that has, Jimena Lopez in it, Diana Ordonez, a Maria Sanchez in this one, the potential for there to be somebody like a Karina Rodriguez alongside the Spirit. Like if we see these players coming in and getting starts or even featuring within them, it could lead to a very, it could lead to a surprise result. So I would really love for Mexico to come out here and get a win. Quite frankly, I think it will be a really great experience for Angel City, but I also think it would raise the level of profile for that team as well. I mean, they have goals in that program that they're trying to obtain. They're coming off of another cycle in which they did not make the World Cup, right? So this next
Huge.
stretch of years is looking ahead. Like they don't have a choice; they have to look ahead and sort of see what's on the horizon for them, and that includes like the build up to something like a 2027, but that also includes like integrating new players in and maybe rotating players out. I don't know if we're going to see that with the remainder of this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens um in the future, perhaps in the build up to that. But we see that, I think, even in this roster. We just had an interview with Scarlett Camberos. This is a very young player with Club America, who said one of her goals was to, go play in Liga MX Femenil and get looked at by the Mexican national team, because she wants to represent Mexico's crest. And she got called in to back into this camp after missing out with an ankle injury, So we're I think we're already starting to see that a little bit. They're getting different players in, newer players in, to get different looks at them. And they're still in the process of trying to find a lead head coach, and technical directors, for this team. That's something that's ongoing. It's something that's on their radar. They're saying, hey, it's going to be a different look for the coaching staff, for this team. So I'm excited. If you're out in the West Coast, if you're out in LA, please get your tickets, and
Check
hopefully
it
you get
out.
to get treated to a fun match in this one for sure.
I know. I agree. I'm excited for this one. Should be huge, huge matchup between these sides and just fun. Like it's good to have international football to watch.
Yeah, we love it. We love it here. We love it here at Attacking Third, and we love you all for joining us whenever we go live. So thanks, everybody.